The UFC is getting ready for its return to the Middle East with UFC 294. The UFC hasn't managed to host an event on Russian soil to date. Hence, the Etihad Arena on Yas Island, UAE, has come to serve as the home ground for many of its Russian fighters. The promotional authorities have also booked the up-and-coming UFC Flyweight, Mokaev, for a showdown on the 21st of October. Mokaev, who only has 4 UFC fights to date, is one of the most promising fighters in the promotion. The circumstances of his next scheduled fight may compel fans to think that he too hails from Russia. But a lot of them may be in complete grayness regarding the issue. So let's dive right in to learn a bit more about the same. Most MMA stats websites showcase Mokaev as an Englishman. Well, they aren't pretty wrong in doing so since the Punisher has been living in England for about a decade now. However, very few UFC fans are aware of the fact that his roots lie in a place far away from the UK. Almost every fan knows the noted UFC icon, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Apart from making a name for himself, the Eagle also popularized the name of his homeland, Dagestan, Russia, in the UFC community. Well, Mokaev also hails from Nurmagomedov's homeland of Dagestan in Russia. But reports say that he doesn't want to associate himself with Russia. The Punisher and his father had to go through a terrible loss when his mother passed away while Mokaev was just 12 years old. Following his mother's death, the Punisher and his father decided to relocate to Manchester in the UK, where they live to date. Currently, Mokaev is nowhere in comparison with the noted UFC stars from his homeland, Khabib and Islam Makhachev, in terms of popularity or achievements. But a look at his record says that he can definitely manage to get there. The most noted MMA personality from Mokaev's homeland, Khabib Nurmagomedov, retired from professional MMA undefeated. The Eagle holds a 29-0 record in his entire pro MMA career, which ended with his father's death in 2020. Mokaev's pro MMA stats to date reveal that he can also achieve Nurmagomedov's record. He is just 23 years old currently and has already amassed an undefeated 10-0 record in his pro MMA career. The 4 UFC fights that Mokaev has been in also showcase his superb in-octagon prowess. The Dagestani had to depend on the judges' cards for a victory only once. He submitted his opponents with his dominant ground game in the rest of his fights. But he will have to keep his victory train rolling if he wants to match the record of his noted UFC icon countrymate. Do you think Mokaev will manage to maintain his unblemished record even after his UFC 294 fight against Tim Elliott?